Okay, so we are getting ready for our Bridges 1.2.4 lesson, Arrays to 100. This is part 1. Since for us this is Friday, but for you at home when you're going to do this, it's Monday. We've had to do something before we began, and so we have a shorter lesson today. So on Monday, you guys will have a shorter lesson. So let's check what our learning target is. And this is what we will be working on for the next 2 lessons. I can use the distributive property when playing the workplace game called Arrays to 100. So it sounds kind of scary and complicated, doesn't it? But it really isn't. So here we go. And now for something completely different. Do all of you see these objects that are showing up on your board? Yes? Okay, this is the game you are going to play. It is called Which One Doesn't Belong? So at your tables, you're going to decide as a table which one of these 4 objects does not belong in the group. And you need to have a reason why. So here we go. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to discuss. Begin. And 5 seconds remain. Okay, and the crowd is quiet. I see hands up at different tables, and we will call on our different tables, and our first table being called upon is the table of Luke. Luke, your table has decided that one does not belong. Which one do you say that it is? Luke is going to point. Luke says this one does not belong. Why do you say that one does not belong?
Because an array has to have equal sides.
Okay, that's a really good observation.
And 4 sides.
Okay.
This doesn't have 4 sides.
Okay, so let's see the table of David. What do you have to say about this?
The same one that Luke pointed to, because it's not able to make a square or a rectangle.
Okay. And David agrees with the table of Luke. The table of Phoenix, what do you have to say?
The sticky note.
Oh, he says that this large yellow sticky note doesn't belong. Why do you say that?
There's no squares in it.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so table of Trevor, what do you have to say? Point out to which one you think does not belong. And why do you say that?
Doesn't have a third one.
Oh, and the table of Trevor says this one's only got 2 rows. It's missing its bottom row. Interesting. We haven't heard from one of our tables yet. I think they might be bashful. Hopefully they will. It looks like the table of Marshall is ready to speak again. Which one do you think does not? Oh, he's agreeing with this one. Why do you say?
Because it's kind of cut off here.
Okay, and the table of Akaya. Now I am asking for students if you have a new reason. Okay.
Because it doesn't have these 2 squares.
Okay, and the table of Kiona.
I think the one that Phoenix had is because if you just take the top off of that other one and then put it on the side, it's so easy.
Okay, which one? I forgot which one Phoenix said. I'm sorry. Lots of you have been up here.
Phoenix said the sticky note.
And then you just take these 2 off, put them right there.
Okay. Now, everybody who was out there who decided to volunteer did a fabulous job. We could pick any of these and say they don't belong. We could say this one doesn't belong because it's yellow. We could say this one doesn't belong because these 3 are rectangles. Squares. We could say that this one doesn't belong because it's not an array. There are many different reasons we can say that they don't belong. And I'm very glad that all of you discovered that. We will play this game again sometime. You were very well behaved and you participated well. Thank you. So, looking at this, yesterday we were talking about arrays. And we were talking about how arrays can be hidden inside of other arrays. So as we look at this, I could divide this array right here so that I have 4 and I have another 4. I could divide it right here so we have 5 and 3. I could divide it this way so we have 1 and 5. The same for this one. We could divide it this way. We could divide it this way so that we're breaking it into 2 arrays. And I am very pleased that you realize we can't break things apart because if our array looks like this, it's not the array we need. So we can break our arrays so that they are rectangles. We can break them into squares, but we cannot break them into objects like this. Okay, we do have some workbook things that we're going to hold off and do on Monday. Instead, we're going to learn a game today because we are very limited on our time in class. For those of you at home, you've already completed that multiplication assessment. The class did that today. So this is what our game board for today looks like. Think about how it looked a lot like our game board yesterday, but it's a little bit different this time. So for those of you at home, you don't realize this, and I need to explain it to the students. Remember, on the front of our folders where I keep our work, it tells us what you need. I will always have the names on the top and the bottom and the side of our files. I also say what it is. You know, like this one is B. It's 1B, Unit B, the second one that is introduced. This is telling us that 2 students need 2 dice numbered 1 through 6, 1 die numbered 4 through 9, and you're going to need markers, crayons, or colored pencils. In other words, something that's colored. Some of you were using colored pencils yesterday and discovered it takes a little bit longer to color them in, but that's fine. You will need game sheets. I realize that my dice are not right up in front here, so I have to get them. So people at home, I am going to pause you for a moment. Okay, we are back. Did you miss us? Here we go. This game you're going to play is actually in your workbook, and the directions are here. And it tells us right on top, number 1, the object of the game is to fill as much of the grid as possible without going over 100. Students will fill out their own record sheets. Students will notice that there is a front and a back to this, so you have the possibility of playing 4 games. The first player rolls any 2 dice. You have 3 dice, you're rolling 2. That means one of your dice are not rolled. I'm going to say that again. All of you have 3 dice. One of them will not be rolled. You're going to roll the 2 dice, and you're going to use a crayon, a colored pen, a marker, a colored pencil, and you're going to quickly sketch an array with those dimensions. If a 1 is rolled, the player can roll again to try to get a bigger number if you want to. In the box below the grid, the player writes the equation. See this? These are equations. They have equal signs. Even this one, equal sign. And look at this. Look at how this one is written. Do you see that? We have a 4 times 8, but it's split up. They split it up. Remember when we talked about our hidden arrays? They split one of those in half, and they used it in 2 different locations. So I'll go down and read that in a moment. I just lost where I was. Okay, so you're going to write an equation, and then the player's partner must agree that it's a correct product. For those of you that are still practicing with your multiplication facts, remember your multiplication facts are on page 18. Okay, you're going to take turns rolling any 2 dice, and you use a different color pen, crayon, marker, colored pencil, whatever, to sketch your array. You're not going to take forever to color in each tiny little square exactly perfect, because we don't have that kind of time. As the players' grids fill up, they might roll an array that won't fit in one place. Arrays can be broken into smaller arrays. The written equation must show how the player combined smaller arrays to get the product of the numbers rolled. So remember, I was talking about this. Here we have 4 times 8, and they broke it into 2 times 8 and 2 times 8. So there's one of my 2 times 8s. There's another one of the 2 times 8s, because it says Cheyenne rolled it and it wouldn't fit, so she broke it into 2 smaller arrays. If the player rolls an array that can't fit into his grid, even if it's broken into smaller arrays, too bad, so sad, you lost your turn. That's so sad. When one player gets close to filling out the entire grid, he or she can choose to stop rolling the dice. The other player can continue to roll until that player wants to stop. The game is over when both players have decided to stop rolling. The player who gets the closest to filling all 100 squares wins the game. Circle the winner on each record sheet. For those of you who need a challenge, you could choose which kind of dice your partner rolls. So please notice, you have your black dice that are, this one's got a 0 on it too. I'm not supposed to have a 0. We'll pretend, if I get a 0, we'll just have to roll again. And this one starts at 6 and goes up through 9. So think about this. This is going to give you a lot more squares than, for example, this. So eventually, when you guys are out to win, when the competition is high, some of you may decide that version of the game would be fun because you're trying to make the person lose their turn. So the object is to try to get all 100 rolled, or all 100 filled in. So to begin this, for example, let's do it this time. Let's do boys against the girls. Okay, so boys, what color am I doing? 2 black or a black and a red?
Black and red.
Okay, black and a red. I got to find the one that doesn't have a 0 on it then. Okay. So boys, this is your roll. Boys, you have 6 times 9. So I'm going to show you a very fast way to fill this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that's the red one. Notice I have to put a dot in this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm going to fill them in like this. I'm just going to draw a line. See how much faster that is than drawing those dots? And you got to make certain that you get it all the way to that last array, or that last box there. Okay. Girls, 2 black die or a black and a red?
Black and red.
Okay, girls, they're kind of divided. Those of you who want 2 black, raise your hand. Okay, only a few, so I guess it's black and a red. Girls, you have 6 times 4. Oh, I accidentally moved it. It was a 6 times 4.
Yes.
So girls, 6 times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess I'm going to go from this way, because then I can see better what I have to mark. If I start at the dot, I don't know where to stop. But if I know where I have to start, it's easy to see where to stop. Okay, boys, it is your turn to pick. We need a new color. We have orange this next time. Okay, boys, what do you want? Raise your hand if you want 2 blacks. And it looks like, okay, boys, who wants 2 reds?
Wait, why did they get 2 reds?
I'm sorry, a red and a black. My mistake. Okay, so that looks like it was 2 blacks by 1. Okay, so here we go.
So much of the blue. That would be taking a chance.
Okay, so boys, how do you want to do this? Do you want it to go this way or do you want it this? Oh, did you hear this? Okay, those of you at home can't hear this. We have one of the boys saying they should split this into a 1 times 3 and a 1 times 3.
1 times 6. Wait, yeah, 1 times 3. And like.
Now, this is our first thought plus our second thought. Interesting strategy, boys. I bet I know where you want it too.
Yes.
Right there and right there.
Yes. Exactly.
Interesting strategy. And the game takes a turn. Okay, girls, 2 black or a red and a black?
Red and black.
Okay, the majority sounds like they want a red and a black. Make certain that this is the one that, okay. Girl, do you want to roll again because you got a 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have that option. Oh dear, we got this again.
Yes. What do you think?
Well, I'm a girl, aren't I?
No, you're not. You're a
Oh, isn't that the female gender? Oh my goodness, what we're the discussions we have in class. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're boys. Okay. Adrian, you're gonna go.
Let's try it again.
Okay. Do you grab a computer, Adrian, or do you have one, Mrs. Burnt?
If you have a phone, that'd be great.
Yes, he's gonna grab one. Okay. So boys, you look like what you have. You have less than half left.
Black and red. 2 blacks. 2 blacks.
Okay, those boys, those of you who want 2 blacks, raise your hand. Okay, that's more the majority. Okay, so 2 blacks, they said. Okay, you have a 1. Do you want to try again?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, a 6 and a 2.
Sure.
Okay, everybody's good with that?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, and we have to do it this way. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose we could have done it in the corner too, but you know, you don't have a whole lot of choice anymore. Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
Because we're gonna win.
They're gonna win. They are so confident. Girls, red and a black or 2 black?
Red and black.
Red and a black. Okay, here we go, girls.
That's your lucky number.
Must be.
What are those guys?
Oh my goodness, I had told you you're supposed to be writing equations and I didn't even make equations.
Miss Reyes,
Oh,
what
dear.
are those dice? What numbers are on those dice?
The same ones you've been getting.
numbers are on those dice?
Oh boys, by the way, what is 6 times 9?
Boys.
Boys, what is 6 times 9? Shout it out.
56. 54.
54.
Not that much. Exactly.
Okay. I gotta keep watching this. Oh goodness, the wind's picking up. So girls, I think we're probably going right in here. What you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look at how this is turning out now. Ah, game is close again. Okay, boys. Red and black or 2 blacks? Sounds like 2 blacks. And they have a 1 times 6. Roll again. 4 times 6. It does. How are you? Okay, so boys, you have to figure out how can you split this up. Let's see, what's the color that will show up on here? My blue is missing. Okay. Yes, you can split it up. How are we going to split this up? How?
So, wait.
This one.
So you put 4 of them right here and then 2 of them right there.
Okay. Did you see his strategy, boys?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking kind of for, I do have a brown pen. I thought I did. Okay, so Phoenix says that we need to do a 4 times a 4 plus a 2 times a 4. Or I should really have this reversed a little bit because we have to, there's our 6, these 2 make our 6. Just and here. That's where our 6 comes from. Okay. Add 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. You boys, how many do you have left now? 4.
We just need a 2 times 2.
A 2 times 2. That's going to be difficult. Confidence. Confidence. Okay, girls.
2 black.
2 black.
2 black.
Okay.
And I wish I could say red and
A 1 times a 3 again.
Okay. You finally got something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 3 times 4.
Wait, we can keep rolling
Yeah.
until we get 4.
Okay, so 3 times 4. Girls, do you want it down here?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Boys, you don't got a whole lot of choice. This dice is out.
2 blacks. We don't have to lose.
Ooh. Girls' turn. Girls' turn.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, do you want them grouped up here or do you want a long group like what the boys did once? Okay, so I need a new color again. Pink. Hope you don't mind. 3 times 2 equals 6. And I know I've got a pink thin marker. Okay, so we're going to do a group of 3 and a group of 3.
Yeah.
3 times 1, first thought, plus a 3 times 1 equals 6. Yep, I see that. So we're going to have to finish when we get back. And if we don't get to do it when we get back, actually, I think we could do this. Boys, here's your roll.
Jacob, sit down.
Okay,
Okay.
I got to roll that one again. 2 times 3. Okay, girls. No. Okay, in classes in the past years, we've played it so that if you roll 3 times and you can't move on the board, the game is done. Do we want to do that?
No.
Which means that you would get one more turn because otherwise we won't have the time to finish. 1 times 5. Girls, here's your next turn. That. We have. Girls. Okay, we have pandemonium in the stadium. Anyway, how do we write this equation so the girls can win? Because if they can't figure out how to write this equation, because they can't do a 5 by 2 array. If they can't figure out how to write this, I have it on here. The boys are going to win by default. So, people at home, sorry, we have to stop our game because we're getting ready for our gym class. Those of you at home, maybe you should go outside for gym for a moment. And we will find out if the girls figure out how to split our array. Okay, everybody's going to say bye.
Bye.